Good day, viewers and listeners, and welcome to the Progress Report. In this episode, the chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Komal Singh, shared the PSC's assessment of yet another successful International Building Expo.
The Building Expo allows all the business organization and manufacturing sector in Guyana to get a platform where they can showcase their product, their services, not just to Guyanese, but to the wider region. We have seen over the last two Building Expo, the amount of people that traverse and traffic during the 2 or 3 days event was just not Guyanese people. We have seen many foreigners attending those expo. And because of that, it allows many of those small businesses that does not have the opportunity to meet a large gathering or the mass of Guyanese at that forum. They're being given that opportunity, over a 2 or 3 day period. We have received feedback from many of those small businesses who are actually now trying to be part of the Private Sector Commission as a result of, the reach that they have seen and what they can benefit. We have got positive feedback from many of those small businesses. And I think going forward, all of these expos that allows Guyanese businesses to showcase their goods and services to the wider region is extremely beneficial to the private sector. The private sector we have seen a lot of small businesses who have grown as a result of those Building Expo and as a result of the partnership that they have created. They have moved away from a small organization and they have gradually started stepping up to doing bigger things. And not just bigger things, they start widening their horizon. When they used to focus on building alone, they realize building you can encompass so many other things within that environment. Grill work, for example, lawn, home decoration, all right? And the Building Expo offer that concept. If you look at some of the buildings that they have built there, if you go into those buildings, you just don't see a building, you see something different. And that's where it allows us as a consumer, at the end of the day, to get a wider vision and a broader perspective on what you can do and what you can build. So I think at the end of the day, the private sector at large benefits significantly from some of those new concepts and new initiatives that they have seen at those Building Expo. And as Guyanese who have migrated years ago, but they came back here and set up their business, and the intention of setting up that business was not to compete with locals. They're actually going around the place right now looking to partner with local cleaning companies so that they can bring those local companies up to speed and at the same time expand their horizon also. And that is just one aspect of partnership and collaboration that we have seen and talked to recently. The development that is taking place in Guyana is wide, it's enormous. Guyanese companies does not have all the capabilities and the exposure to develop so rapidly to meet the demand of today and tomorrow. If we do it on our own, we're going to take 10, 15 years to get up there. The good news is that a lot of companies locally and a lot of companies that are coming to Guyana, you're seeing a lot more effort by those companies coming to Guyana looking for local companies to partner. We have engaged many companies over the last year or two. And what we have seen is an increase in companies that are coming to Guyana, wanting to meet local companies who they can partner with, who they can bring that knowledge. And I give credit to the local content legislation in many respects, even though the local content legislation is more for the oil and gas sector. But by default, it automatically changed the mindset of investors who are coming to Guyana. And it's for the good of Guyana and also for those companies that are coming here. The interest in local companies also willing to move away from the moms and pops business and recognize that in order for us to grow in this market and grow rapidly in the speed of where the market is going, we have to move away from that operation and start forming more consortium partnership and stop seeing ourselves as competitor. All right? Try to embrace competition. Bring yourself as partner rather than being competitor. The problem in the industry right now, when you're developing at such a rapid pace, you cannot do it alone. You need to make sure you have wide reach. And so in order to have that wide reach, you need more collaboration, you need more partnership. And it is important that our companies and businesses, to make sure that they continue to look for partnership and create those relationships so that we move away from competition and have more collaboration. And if you look at it per sector, then you will see massive numbers. In the agri-sector, for example, you've seen billions of dollars being invested right now in the soya, to develop soya, President recently talked about launching of black eye peas. We're importing billions of dollars of black eye annually into this country. When we can grow that product locally, that's a lucrative market that is about to start kick off on the ground. Again, for us to have mega farming to develop and to meet the 25% by 2025, it's an aggressive goal, but it's achievable. But it's not achievable if we attempt to do it alone. And that is where the collaboration and the partnership to bring in people who have the finance to help invest in those sectors will allow us to meet those objectives timely. Notwithstanding the investment costs, it will also allow our local companies and our local people to benefit and grow themselves within a short span of time. The dollar value investment overall that we have seen on local, I don't have the exact number, but I can safely say to you that those numbers exceed millions of US dollars at present. On the foreign direct investments, that we have seen exceed in excess, maybe over the last year, over 100 million, 200 million comfortable, where you have foreign companies that are coming in here and putting money to develop, and at the same time partner with local companies. Now, the rippling effect takes place. When those companies come and build a facility that costs $25, $30 million, any one facility, the cheapest wharf development facility, when you look around, you're looking at spending in excess of $50, $60 million if you're going to build a state-of-the-art facility. All of those money, or the majority of those funding, have a rippling effect back to our economy and to our people. So I would safely say, on a broader perspective, Guyanese at large will benefit from all those FDIs and for those local investments as a result of many of the government initiatives that they have adopted. If governments have stopped focusing on all the other sectors and just focus on the oil and gas sector, could you imagine what would have happened to all of those sectors? We would have seen so many people getting out of a job, don't have market for the product. And we must applaud the government at the end of the day. Government has not ignored the other sector. Government is moving more aggressively, in my view, to develop the other sector as it relates to the oil and gas sector. The oil and gas sector is going to grow by itself. But the other sector, government is paying a lot of attention to make sure that all those other sectors continues to grow. I mean, the growth rate over the next couple of years, they're predicted to be 7+% over the next couple of years, growth rate in the other sector, which is a remarkable number, all right? And I'm very confident when I look around and I see what is happening from a business and from the support that government are giving to this sector. I'm confident as the head of the private sector right now that those other sectors will continue to grow and actually exceed the growth rate that is projected at this point in time.
Guyana's constant progressive development agenda, initiated by the government, is showing and gaining the momentum which is supported by the private sector as the engine of growth. Until next time, I am Vivekanand Rajkumar.